All right, it is Sup Dogs Live, our first edition in the new calendar year. It's hard to believe. 2024 has been here quite a while, but this is our first time back since what? December? Steve and I go here. Macy O'Donnell, we're live from Sup Dogs downtown Greenville. Maceo, it's been too long, man.
Yeah, it's been too long. I was thinking about it. We've seen a Super Bowl, we've seen a college football champion so far. I don't know. We probably saw some firecrackers. People had some fun on New Year's. So it's been a while since I've seen you guys, but it's been good to see you guys and Philip there behind the camera.
Yeah, man, it's good to be back. And tell you what, we got a lot to do. We got a lot to catch up on, and we'll do that. As always, this show is about the student athletes at East Carolina. We're going to have a couple of women's basketball players join us here shortly. Talia Weish and Kaya Miller. We actually had them on back in the fall. They were both new to East Carolina, and now they've gone through a full women's basketball season. Fell one step short of ECU making it back to the NCAA tournament. So we'll catch up, recap the season, catch up on how things are going on campus. But first, Maceo and I are going to talk a little bit of everything. We'll start with some March Madness, Maceo. It is the first day. Like, I don't even consider the first four really over the last 2 days, really the start of it. Today is the real start of it. And wall-to-wall basketball, nothing beats it, man.
No, nothing else beats it. I usually don't pay attention to college hoops too much unless it's ECU until now, this time of year. But we already have an upset earlier today, so I think we'll probably see a few more, probably not a 1 seed and a 16 seed, but probably this weekend we'll definitely see some upsets.
No doubt. And the real question people want to know, Maceo, is who do you have in your Final Four?
I'm looking right now. I'm bringing the bracket up now.
All right, well,
I know who I have. I picked UConn. My mind told me UConn, but my heart told me Carolina. I'm a Tar Heel fan, so I grew up a Tar Heel fan, so I wanted them to win. But UConn, man, I still root for Tristan Newton over there, so I think they got a good shot at winning it.
Tristan Newton, All-American, first team All-American, former ECU guard. Obviously, when he left, wished him the best and won a national championship last year. Now a first team All-American. He's had a great career. And I don't know, man. UConn is going to be tough to beat if they play at their best just because they're so good all the way around.
Yeah, I think maybe their whole starting five or maybe 4 out of the 5 are averaging over maybe a 10, 11 points a game. Obviously, Tristan is flirting with the triple-double almost every game. He averages like 15 and 2, 7 and 7. So, I mean, he's a player. But I will say this about Carolina with the Armando Bacot and RJ Davis. I think those guys have the most tournament minutes out of anybody else in the tournament right now. On that team, they got a 6-year guy to Cormac Ryan over there. That's a 6-year guy. So they have a lot of experience and a lot of talent. So I think they could go far. But I just like Tristan Newton and the UConn guys. So
I have North Carolina losing in the Sweet 16 to St. Mary's. I think if St. Mary's gets there, that's a problem as a 5 seed taking on a 12. You don't like that pick?
No, I mean, Carolina might lose in like the Elite 8 Final Four or something. But, I think Auburn is the only person that might can knock them off a little bit before. But no, I think their problems are probably going to be with UConn.
We'll have to wait and see, man. That's what makes it special. The big upset, at least today thus far, Duquesne taking down BYU. And in action right now, Oregon leading South Carolina 70-57 and Nevada leading Dayton 38-29. Michigan State, they got the victory. They'll take on North Carolina in the second round on Saturday. So, hey, that's a sneaky, tough second round matchup.
Who's your Final Four? Who you got?
So I got Houston. I have Illinois, which won today. I have UConn, and I have Tennessee. I've got Houston facing UConn in the championship, and Houston cutting down the nets. Kelvin Sampson is due. How do you feel about it?
Who was on that other side with UConn?
So I got UConn, and who's on the other side of that? Illinois.
Does
that sound right? Illinois and UConn. I got
Elite 8.
I have Arizona.
Okay,
Arizona.
Okay. Arizona.
I have Illinois in the Elite 8, and then I have Arizona in the Final Four along with UConn.
Okay. Well, I won't mind that Carolina loss if Caleb Love's come back and has a good game against his former team. So, and I think there's going to be a lot of good matchups. But Houston, they got to score some points, man.
Yeah, they're all defensive driven. I would like to see them, Purdue or Tennessee, make a run, at least to the championship and win it, just because I feel like all those programs have been championship calibers, have not been able to do it. So we'll see what happens. Again, Talia Weish coming up, also Kaya Miller from the ECU women's basketball team. We'll get their take on the women's bracket as well as maybe some men's hoops talk too. And Maceo, before we take a break, man, let's catch up. How things going with you right now? Former EC football player, we know you for that, of course, and your time at East Carteret. So how are things going for the Maceo Donald household?
Man, just staying busy, trying to, work and get better at what I'm doing, getting into the media realm. So just been writing, trying to get on air a little bit from TikTok Live. Go check me out.
TikTok Live. Okay.
But yeah, just doing a little bit here and there, just trying to get better at the craft. But maybe get almost as better as you someday, man.
Man, you're already there. I'm just trying to catch up with you now, dude. Are you so you planning as of now at least to return as a sideline reporter?
Oh yeah, definitely. If I'm around this area in North Carolina, I can be in Greenville every weekend. I'll definitely do it. Last year was a lot of fun doing it and a great experience. We didn't get as many wins as we wanted to. We won't talk about that anymore after today. But it was definitely fun and got to meet a lot of people and see a lot of the guys go out there and perform.
All right, let's get our first break in. Later on, we are going to talk to Cassidy from Playfly, as she is going to give us an update on several things. Not right now, but later on in the program. As Cassidy clearly paying attention to the program. All right, we'll get her on at some point. And who wants to go first, Kaya or Talia? Talia Weiss is going to go first. All right, we'll get a break in. We will welcome Talia onto the program here. This is Sup Dogs Live on March 21st.
Want to know why no one outbeats the Hut? 75-cent boneless wings. While prices go up, ours dip. Ooh-wee! Would you look at that dunk? 75-cent boneless wings from Pizza Hut. That's why no one outbeats at the Hut.
When your Pirates come out to compete, we want to make sure our team is ready, and our field is too. That's why we trust Eastern Turf Maintenance to maintain our fields, and you can too. From fertilization and weed control to aeration, let the team at Eastern Turf Maintenance make your lawn the envy of the neighborhood. From the stadium to your backyard, Eastern Turf Maintenance can make your lawn game day beautiful. Stay ahead of the game. Call Eastern Turf Maintenance today for your free estimate.
Being a divorce attorney isn't just a job, it's a calling. At Irons and Irons, we take that responsibility seriously. Our team of dedicated professionals is second to none. Our firm offers a level of skill and personal attention that only we can provide. If you need an experienced divorce attorney who truly cares about you and your family, call me today or visit our website at ironsandirons.com.
I'm an average guy, a lot like you. My job took a toll on my body, but I'm not giving in to the pain, and neither should you. There's a new game when it comes down to relief from agonizing joint pain, and that's QC Kinetics.
Elite athletes have used these amazing natural treatments for years. QC Kinetics, a long-lasting solution for joint pain. No surgery or downtime.
You and me, we got things to do. Go ahead, coach.
Come on, team, let's go!
Want to know why no one outbeats the Hut? 75-cent boneless wings. While prices go up, ours dip. Ooh-wee! Would you look at that dunk? 75-cent boneless wings from Pizza Hut. That's why no one outbeats at the Hut.
All right, welcome back into Sup Dogs Live. March 21st is the date. It's our first edition in 2024. Macy O'Donnell to my right, Stephen Igo here, and we're joined by our first student athlete of the show from ECU women's basketball, Talia Weiss. And Talia, you're a veteran. You might be our first repeat student athlete. I think we had one of the track and field athletes back on, but you're definitely our first repeat guest. So how does it feel to be back?
It feels good. It's different time now after the
Yeah.
season. Before it was like way before the season started. So
Were you nervous when you joined us the first time back in the fall, and how nervous are you now, if at all?
I was nervous in the first time. Now I'm just iffy.
You're used to it.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Macy O'Donnell and I are going to ask you some questions here. First off, great effort and great season by you guys. Coming up, I know one step short, but y'all battled a ton of adversity. We'll talk about the injuries to yourself and to several of your teammates. But how would you kind of, sum up the season for you and the team?
I definitely say we went through a whole lot of adversity, but I feel like it put us stronger, made us stronger, helped us. The way we fought through those last couple of games, I feel like that's where all the adversity and everything like came in, and we just like we got this.
So what's kind of the momentum right now in the program? I know it's kind of a step down from where you guys wanted to be, but this, at least for ECU fans who have been here, I know you're a transfer also. So the last 2 years we made it to the conference tournament championship, the women's basketball program, and before I don't even know if we had been to a championship before. So kind of just how's the momentum, inside the locker room, just with your teammates, just looking back on it.
Looking back, I know we all think like of course, we know we could have done better. We know things that we have to do now from the beginning of the season to the end to make it there again and to actually finish it through all the way. We know what it took for us to get there, so we know we just got to do it again, but 10 times better.
Sure.
Talia Weiss with us. So, what was the biggest? I don't want to say difficulty, but the biggest, as part of transitioning, like what was the hardest part for you, or took you the longest to transition to East Carolina?
I definitely say like the things that was able to like go on at my previous school versus here is a lot different. The way we like talk, like whether it's to our teammates or to the coaches, is a lot different. The way the coaches handle different things, just everything is just a lot different.
And it felt like y'all at times hit your stride, in conference play, and then somebody would get hurt, and then y'all would have to kind of refine a different way to play. So how difficult was that? It was like y'all found a rhythm, each of y'all found your roles, and then you'd have to maybe relearn that as time went on.
Yeah, like I said, we went through a lot of adversity with injuries. I mean, losing two big players in the beginning of the season, and then everybody else like injured and coming back and missing games like that. I mean, it was tough, but we had other people that stepped up. Kaya, she stepped up and became a guard that she has to be. Karina stepped up and became the point guard she has to be. So it was good roles for them, the freshmen learning how to step up and take on those roles. They'll be ready next year.
So for you, what was kind of your role for the team this year? I know it can maybe be hard coming from a different school and kind of jumping in right into the locker room. So what was your kind of role this year for the squad, you think?
Yeah, that was the hardest part of transitioning. Like my role here was way different from my previous school. Previous school was just like doing like role player type things. Here they wanted me to score a lot more and do a lot more like stat wise. So yeah.
So you were getting buckets?
I mean, they wanted me to.
If they ask, I mean, right? I hear you.
So you and Tatiana, obviously close twin sisters. So how much do y'all get sick of each other? Have y'all gotten sick of each other yet?
No, we don't get sick of each other. We miss each other a lot.
Is she here tonight? No?
Nah, she's not.
We could have roped her to come on the show along with yourself.
Yeah, she
doesn't want to do that.
and she at the house chilling.
Fair enough. Talia Weiss with us, and let's talk about too, like the injuries, especially to Sania Johnson and Micah Dennis early in the season, because those are two huge guards for you guys. And they're leaders as well. So how much did it kind of take from that point to kind of learn how to play without them as the season went on?
Yeah, that was the tough part, the hard part. We had Micah and was like, okay, this is our point guard. She's going to handle everything we need to handle. She was like more of the head to the body for the team. So that hurt. Losing her was like really, really hard, especially having a freshman guard come in and having to take her spot. She wasn't really like, ready, but of course she got ready. But, that was hard. And then losing Sania, she was like the brain to the team, like, the brains, the defense, all the energy on defense. We started off pretty slow on defense without Sania. So that was tough too.
And then you dealt with some injuries as well, as did your sister. So walk us through that. And do you have to have any off-season surgery or anything, or are you good to go?
I think we're good to go. We're gonna go get some MRIs and some tests done. But yes, we both dealt with injuries. The same injury actually, just different arms. But we're gonna work on it on the off season.
So with those injuries and some of your, I would guess, key leaders maybe being out, how much of that? I know you said they had wanted you to score more and do more statistical stuff, but how was it just maybe having to be more of a leader on the team, especially on that new squad?
It wasn't tough. Like we have many players that can lead also. We had Bobby step up. Like Bobby kind of took on the role of like talking. I mean, like playing defense with Bobby was just great because she talked the whole possession. every time, whether it's in practice, in the game, in the scrimmage, she just talks. So, I mean, having her step up was good. And you had, like, other small leaders. I stepped up, Tati stepped up, Kaya stepped up, everybody stepped up. So,
So you have a year of eligibility left, correct? So what's the big goal for you and this team going through the offseason?
the off-season goal?
Yeah, like what do y'all want to improve on, and then goals for next year as a player and as a team?
Well, I really want everybody to get back healthy so, we can improve on some things. I feel like long as we get the discipline off the court right, we'll be great on the court. So.
And do you feel like that's something in the conference tournament, especially, that kind of clicked for y'all? Like, it just seemed like y'all, obviously, Kim McNeil is a family-oriented program, but it seemed like y'all were all on one page in the conference tournament.
Yes, I feel like we have that glue. So, like, we rather no matter what happens, we're gonna have that one person that's gonna glue us together. Kai had to glue us together before. Karina had to do it UTSA. Like, Coach Kim had to come in the locker room and tell us, like, y'all, we're family. We got to stick together. Let's not point fingers. Let's do what we got to do. And that's what we went out there and did.
So speaking of the glue, what is Coach McNeil like? Because I seen her all around campus a lot, and I see her on the video. She's always dancing after the dub. So what is she kind of like?
She's fun. I mean, she's fun. She's cool. She's like the mom away from home. So, like, you always go to Coach Kim. You got anything you want to say, anything on your mind, anything you don't like, just go to her, talk to her. She'll try to fix it. She'll do her best she can to make you feel at home. So.
Is she super intense also?
Yes.
Okay. She seems like, I was just wondering, she seems like it.
She's very passionate. She loves the game. So.
How would you rate her dance moves on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'm going to say a 2 because they talked about the girls can't dance. They dance better than the girls, but yeah, no.
No. All right. Well, hey, as long as you're winning, her dance moves can be as ugly as possible.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Still is fun to watch. Talia Weiss with us. All right. So enough about basketball. The student athlete life. Obviously, you were new to campus in the fall. So how much more comfortable are you just going to class, or heading to places like Sup Dogs, et cetera, around town?
Well, I'm real comfortable, mainly because I go everywhere with Tati and Kaya. Like, I'm never by myself. I have all of my in-person classes with Tati. We go to study hall together. So I'm real comfortable when it comes to that. Just navigating my way around Greenville, going to try different new food spots and stuff. So yeah.
So now you mentioned you guys kind of go everywhere with each other. Obviously you've been that way your whole life. But do you guys have any differences on the court? Like, are you guys different players, or your games similar also?
We're definitely different players. She's like a hustle player, grimy, gets dirty, tough, strong. I'm more of like a finesse player. Like, I'm just,
You're not trying to get into it for real.
Yeah.
I hear you. All right, so NCAA, the men's tournament going on now, and the women's starts tomorrow, we think. So do you even bother looking at a bracket or picking a champion, or is that something that you're trying to stay away from?
I definitely stay away from those things only because I don't know what we can get away with compliance. Right. But I'm definitely watching the females. But
who just watching the games, who you're a fan of, whether it be an individual player in the college game at this point?
I'm a fan of Dawn Staley, so South Carolina for sure.
How much did you enjoy going head to head with them earlier this year?
Well, I've done that.
Right, you've done it before.
Yeah, Florida.
So, yeah, it was fun. I mean, it was tough going against them, but
good team. You think they win it all?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be tough to beat.
I know you mentioned before we went live that you guys last year in Florida, you went to the NIT tournament. So can you just kind of describe a little bit of what that atmosphere might be like? I know you said as it goes on, it gets more tougher and competitive. So just describe that tournament atmosphere and kind of, if you lose, you're done, you go home.
Yeah, I feel like we lost pretty late last year. It's kind of vague, but it started off pretty tough. It was really annoying because we only hosted one game, so we're just moving every day. So we didn't go home for a whole 2 weeks. Right. So I think that was the worst part about it. But as far as playing, it started off pretty cool, and then it got tough at the end. But what was crazy was it got tough with the mid-major schools. It wasn't tough with the P5s; it was tough with the mid-majors. So yeah.
Then maybe they had more to fight for, or wanted.
Yeah, they definitely did get their best game.
Sure.
Talia Weiss with us. So do you have any free time now that the season's over? It feels like sometimes there's at least a little bit of a lull between off-season workouts. And what are you doing in that free time?
I'm really just spending time with my sister. I do hair in my free time and make rugs in my free time. So that's really what I've been doing.
So how much do you and your sister, y'all do each other's hair?
No, she doesn't do my hair. She doesn't do hair, but I do her hair.
You do her hair. What about your teammates?
I do their hair too.
What about Kaya?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have to get her to rate your skills.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. I know we got this Sup Dogs gift card for you for coming.
Thank you.
today. So we appreciate that. And first repeat guest, Kaya will be next. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
She is Talia Weiss on this March 21st edition of the show. All right, we'll be right back with Kaya Miller from ECU Women's Basketball.
Greenville Nissan is electrifying ECU football. Shop your home field favorites for a great selection of all new electric vehicles, like the all-electric 2023 Nissan Aria, PD the Pirate approved, and perfect for an ECU game day. Find yours today at your home team Nissan dealer. And get to the game in a new Nissan Aria. Greenville Nissan is electrifying ECU football.
Check it out.
Introducing the new and improved taste of Pepsi Zero Sugar. Now more delicious. Zero never tasted so good. Try it now.
This is about you, your family, and the health of all who live in Eastern North Carolina. This is about the transformation of a health system into something more powerful and more human. About creating new ways to treat disease and keep you well. This is about ECU Health, which is to say, it's really all about you. ECU Health. Minds, hearts, purpose.
All these other banks are changing names right and left. They don't care like they used to care a long time ago.
Jim Clement, president of Town Insurance, talks about townspeople here in Greenville.
With Town Insurance and now Town Bank, the folks that work for us have that attitude where if somebody walks in, I'm here to help them. And I think that's the team that Town Bank's put together here. They have that attitude. Honesty, it's sincerity, it's hard work, it's genuineness that these people have that are here.
Visit your local Optimum store and power your home with 99.9% reliable internet. And stay connected at home and on the go with Optimum Mobile and save even more with an eligible trade-in. Plus, unlock exclusive Optimum Complete savings up to $15 a month on internet when you add mobile. Get the complete connectivity you deserve. Visit Optimum.com/stores to find the nearest location. Get closer, go farther with Optimum.
Every bite better with Pepsi.
All right, welcome back into Sup Dogs Live on this Thursday, March 21st. It's our first episode back in 2024. We did this in the fall every Thursday. We're going to do it today, March 21st. We'll be back April 11th, 2 days before the spring game for our next episode. Steve and I go here. Macy O'Donnell, former ECU football player, with us as well. And now to the table, Kaya Miller. We just talked to Talia Weiss for the second time on this program. Now we're talking to Kaya Miller. Kaya, how's it going?
It's going good. Thank you for having me.
So freshman year is, freshman season is down, and you obviously had a lot of high points as a freshman, and especially towards the end of the year, Kaya. So as you would look back at your freshman season coming in, how would you kind of grade it overall, if you can give yourself a grade?
It didn't end the way we wanted it to, but I say we went on a great run towards the end. There was like so much potential, but a lot of adversity we had to overcome. So I'll give it like a B, not too shabby.
I think that's fair. And definitely, it just seemed like watching, and I asked Talia this too, like at the tournament, y'all were hitting y'all stride because y'all all seemed to be on the same page. Would you kind of agree with that?
Yeah, at some point it's do or die. It's you got to play your best or you're going home. And we were all on the same page about that. None of us had a doubt in our minds that we could do it. It was more of the outside that may have thought, oh, they're not going to go too far. They're the ninth seed, but everybody on the team believed we could go to the championship, and we proved we could do that.
What was that experience like? And obviously, I'm sure besides maybe a state championship game in high school or something, probably that tournament, probably hasn't been an experience like that since then. So just describe that experience being in the championship game of the conference tournament.
Yeah, so just the tournament overall in the beginning, like I had a little bit of nerves, like coming in and, just being in that position. But, as, I was going through the games, it kind of clicked that these are the same teams we've been playing in conference. It's nothing different. It's the same game, just like at a different time. So, it wasn't too shabby. Like once I got used to it, but at first I was a little nervous.
I know you mentioned nerves, but was there any time you guys might have felt like, well, we played them earlier in the season, we beat them already, so it's like we're not really worried about them. We're ready for the next round, or is it just kind of 3 feet in front of you, just we're focused on what's going on now?
We took it one step at a time in this conference, especially for women's basketball. Like you can't just say, "Oh, we beat them one time and we'll be fine." UTSA, our first game in the conference, and then we played them in a tournament. It was a totally different team, totally different game. So you can't just really say that with our tournament because how competitive it is.
Right.
Like there's 14 schools, I think, and any school can be any person. So.
Kaya Miller is with us. So you were obviously top 100 recruit coming out of high school, Kaya, and that I guess with that label it brings like some pressure probably to a little degree. So
I mean, she's nice.
no doubt, no doubt. So how tough was the transition from high school to college, and did you ever find yourself just saying like, "Hey, I need relax and just play basketball. I've been playing it my whole life."
Yeah, and that relaxing moment came in spurts for me. I would have a couple good games, and then I'll get into a little slump. Well, I think the thing about high school and college is consistency, and consistency is something that I need to work on, and that's the thing that I really saw change for me in this game. It's like consistency and just staying comfortable in the game. I feel like from the moment that it really clicked to me was the last couple games in tournament in the conference and then the tournament, and I feel like that's when I was playing with this.
Well, I'm sure you got plenty of room to grow. I mean, obviously you're only a freshman, but with the potential of, I guess, a few players maybe not coming back from this roster, who are some of you and the younger guys on the team or younger girls on the team that are going to be back next year?
Me and Karina, we're coming back, and we had to play like a lot of time this year, and so we're definitely looking forward to our next season. Contributing a bigger role, and then since we have this growth of playing and being put into a position that we might not have thought we've been put in starting for the tournament, just because we have great guards on our team. We faced some adversity when it came to injuries, but we're coming back and we're hungry. Like we were so excited going through the tournament, just going through the games, and yeah.
Kaya Miller with us. So I mean, some people look at it as an up and down season, but you still had 19 wins, which is no short accomplishment for sure, and a lot to build off there. And you mentioned the injuries, Micah Dennis and Sania Johnson going down early, specifically at guard, which you play a decent amount of. So how much did that, I don't know, accelerate your learning curve? Like, did you and Kim McNeil have to say or have some meetings where it was like, all right, Kyle, like I need you to step up here, that sort of thing?
It was multiple team meetings. It was just like everybody needs to step up. Everybody's role is bigger. Whatever your role is, it's intensified now because we're losing a little bit of people, and we're hitting some adversity. So we all had to step up, and we've all had conversation where that was being a leader, since both Sania and Michael were huge leaders for us. So we had to step up in that aspect, and then what you produce on the court as well.
So you play with a lot of emotion, which I enjoy watching, obviously. So how do you try to balance, I don't know, not being like too emotional and like letting that overcome you? Also, you want to fire up your teammates and stuff too.
It's a balance, and I'm trying to find it. And I think that's just a growing point for me. And I think I just got to utilize it in, the right moments, know when I need to have a lot of energy, but also know when I need to, calm down and just be steady and just, focus on the game rather than putting too much emotion into it.
It seems like we talked a lot about growth and just kind of getting better and just a process of things. So you're almost done with your first year of being on campus and stuff. How's that been for you? Have you kind of, we asked your teammate, have you found your way around yet?
Oh yeah, I found my way around pretty quick. I stayed in two different suites. So at first I was at Whitehall over here downtown, and then I moved over to Scott. So, I had to learn different areas pretty quickly. So, and then getting around to different classes around campus helped me learn Greenville a little bit more. So I feel like I know my way around pretty well.
So we talked to Talia. She says she does a lot of the hair on the team. Girls, does she do your hair? And if so, how
She
good
did
is
do
she?
my hair. This
Okay.
is all Talia White's right here.
She's pretty good.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Is there anybody else on the team that you would let touch your hair, or is it just Talia?
Sania has proven that, she can retwist some
proven
people's hair.
herself.
Yeah, she's proven herself. Last few games she did Bobby's hair, so I was like, okay, it looks cute. So maybe Sania.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kaya Miller with us. So any favorite spots other than Sup Dogs around town you've found yourself frequenting as far as, food or just places to chill out, anything like that?
Trying to think. I like kickbacks.
Kickbacks?
Yeah,
It's a good
kickback
spot.
jacks is pretty good. It's my spot right there.
Do you get the wings or what do you usually get?
The wings or the Philly cheesesteak egg rolls. It's
Okay.
really good.
It sounds interesting. I might have to try them.
Yeah, they're really good.
And then so I asked Leah too, like you may finally have a little bit of free time now. The season's come to an end. Not that y'all won't do off-season workouts, but what do you try to do in your free time now that you may have some?
I have too much free time. Like I don't even know how to go through the day. Like it's like once I go to class, maybe go to the gym, then go to study hall, then I have the rest of the day. So it's hard to find stuff. Literally, I might just, I don't know, go to Target, try to see what I can do or something like that. It's challenging. It's gonna make me be a little more social.
Yeah, definitely. In a couple of years, you become a junior, senior. You're probably hoping for that off time and not wanting to do much. But we talked, a lot about how you got here, and he mentioned that you were a top 100 recruit. Did you feel any pressure, or did you feel like the team might have been like, okay, you have to show me that you're, this top 100 recruit when you got here?
I felt, a little bit of pressure and, like, how you say yourself is your biggest critic. So, I feel like I didn't reach my full potential this year. And so next year, that's, what I'm reaching. Like I'm reaching to meet, my full potential. I feel like, okay, Kai, you did, you were consistent enough through the season to where I feel like, you've shown yourself. But I think, I always try to rely on my work ethic and, I feel like my teammates can always attest to that. I'm always going to come on the court and work hard. And I think I've proven that to my teammates.
I guess kind of a two-part question. I know, off season, you have more time. I'm sure you'll probably be working on your game a lot, this spring and summer. Do you have anything specific about your game that you want to work on? I don't know if you want to shoot better or, maybe get stronger or some of those things.
Getting stronger is definitely something for me. Just overall, I feel like that, will help me in my game, driving to the basket, getting more range, and also just becoming consistent with my shot. You can never get up enough shots, never become too consistent. So I'm going to definitely focus on those two things.
And one more question for you. How many shots do you usually get up in a day or a week? My first love is basketball. I play football. My first love is basketball. I'm only about 5'8", so that it held me back. But how many shots do you guys get up a day? Because I know like hoopers, you can do that pretty much anytime. Football, you can't go outside and run or whatever all the time. But hoopers, you guys are really in the gym. So how much of that you're doing? How many shots you getting up usually in a week?
At like a day, at least. If I want to have a real productive workout, I at least need to get up 500 shots at least. Yeah. Okay. And that's all over the court. Free throws. I might just do 100 free throws by myself, like make 500 shots, but then just make 100 free throws by myself.
Okay. It's a lot of shots, but that's what it takes.
Yeah.
For sure. Kaya Miller with it. Hey, this has been awesome. Appreciate your second appearance on Sup Dogs Live, and I'm sure we'll have you back down the road.
Of course.
Absolutely. That is freshman Kaya Miller wrapping up her first year at East Carolina. All right, we'll get a break in. We'll come back. We'll touch on some of the news of the day. Pigskin Pig Out schedule for spring football is out, and we'll hit on some more things as well. This is Sup Dogs Live on March 21st.
If you have an appetite for saving money, get the new Rofo Rewards app from Royal Farms. Use the Rofo Rewards app to make purchases or place mobile orders for pickup or delivery and earn royalty points redeemable for free stuff. Download the new Rofo app at the Apple App Store or Google Play. And right now, new Rofo Rewards members will get a free any-size coffee for signing up. Get the new Rofo Rewards app today. It's a very app-ealing app to have. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
All these other banks are changing names right and left. They don't care like they used to care a long time ago.
Jim Clement, president of Town Insurance, talks about townspeople here in Greenville.
With Town Insurance and now Town Bank, the folks that work for us have that attitude where if somebody walks in, I'm here to help them. And I think that's the team that Town Bank's put together here. They have that attitude. Honesty, it's sincerity, it's hard work, it's genuineness that these people have that are here.
All right, welcome back into Sup Dogs Live on this March 21st edition of the show.
Yay.
That is the voice of Cassidy Gillespie.
Hello.
She's from Playfly.
I am.
And is this your second appearance on the show?
This is my second appearance. I'm a lot more comfortable this time. I'm very excited.
Well, that's good because we need you to talk and kill some time.
I love to talk. I love it.
Cassidy, so what's your position with Playfly? What do you do on a day-to-day basis?
So on a day-to-day basis, what I do is I'm the client services coordinator. So my sales team, shout out Julia, Clay, and Greg, they go to people and they're like, hey, do you want XYZ in the stadium or do you want it on the radio or whatever they want? And then they come to me and they're like, please make it happen. And I do. I make the magic happen.
So who are some of the sponsors that I guess ECU deals with?
Pepsi's a big one. Celsius is a big one. Pizza Hut. Anytime you're in a stadium and you see a brand, think of me. Think of this face.
You can't miss the big Celsius tent at
You
Clark Clare Stadium.
cannot. Town Bank, all of them. Shout them out. We love them all.
Doing a great job. So we'll hit on some of the events, and let's first start with the spring sports going on now.
Yeah.
Obviously, baseball off to a great start, 15-4.
They're doing great,
and you guys obviously deal a lot with that. But other sports going on as well because baseball is on the road this weekend at UTSA. So
so at home we have softball. They have a 3-game series this weekend, so go check that out. Even more exciting, lacrosse not more exciting, but lacrosse has a game this weekend, and it's their One Love game. So that's a foundation for domestic violence. So check that out if you have time. And then more baseball coming up. The Pigs Can Pig Out is April 13th. Should be super fun. Lots of stuff going on. It's presented by Piggly Wiggly. So if you can say Piggly Wiggly, Pigs Can Pig Out 10 times fast, I'll give you something for free.
And is that in alignment with the spring game, I guess?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So there'll be a spring football game. Purple versus gold. I don't know how the scoring works, but it should be really fun.
Yeah, it changes.
It should be really fun to watch.
So the Pigskin Pig Outs, I'm looking at the email that Malcolm Gray sent out earlier. On Saturday, April 13th alone, which is the same day of the game, by the way, at 1:00, there will be the barbecue competition winner announced at 10 a.m. Barbecue plates for sale from 10 a.m. to 3.
Yes.
3rd annual Pig Out Your Ride Pigskin Car Show. Will you be participating in that?
I think I have to ask to participate, but I might, we'll see.
3rd annual Touch Our Trucks from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Kids Zone and Skill Station, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Pigskin Pig Out Vendor Palooza from 10 to 2. And then 2024 Pirate Football Team Meet and Greet from 10:30 a.m. to 11:30. Maceo, you're a former player, obviously. How much did you enjoy kind of doing Meet the Pirates or Meet and Greet, prior to the spring game in your career?
Oh, yeah. That was always one of the funnest best times of the year. There's not many times you get to see the fans kind of up close, except for after the games, you're just rushing into the locker room, or even they don't usually get to see you without a helmet on also. So it's kind of nice to actually, them to see our face and with our name and everything like that. But it was always fun. The lines would get stopped up at Keaton Mitchell's spot and Holt Naylor's spot. But it was always fun.
Did you get to give out a lot of autographs?
I did.
Did you practice your autograph or did you just wing it each time?
I just wung it.
Okay, yeah.
I wung it every time, but
past sense of wing. Wung.
Yeah,
he wung it.
Yeah, I wung it.
Your autograph has to be better than Philip, who can't do a cursive P.
That's okay. No, that's fine. I just do a bunch of swirls.
That's something like that.
Yeah,
you're good, Philip. PD's birthday party, by the way, 11 a.m. on that day. Spare Change concert, 11:30 to 1. And then the Purple Gold spring game will be from 1 to 2.
Yeah.
By the way, that coincides with baseball at 4:00.
Yeah. So it's all like one big day of pirate fun. Right. What more could you want? It's a warm Saturday, sports, barbecue.
We show up and show out.
And if you go there, you might see Cassidy.
And that would be lucky for you.
Yep. And we got a little birdie told me that Cassidy Gillespie and Julia Hatcher are going to a NCAA tournament basketball game this weekend.
We are. My very first one, actually. UNC versus Michigan State. Julia, shout her out, played volleyball at Michigan State. So we will most likely be the only people wearing green in the stadium. But I might paint my face green, and it'll be for her.
I know you're a Alabama alumni.
I am.
So are you cheering for those guys also?
Always. I'm always cheering for the Tide. I honestly. Oh no, they play College of Charleston first. Yeah. When does that happens tomorrow night? Yeah, I know.
She's a fan.
Yeah, I know everything. I just have to say it out loud to know the answers. So I'm excited. Hopefully they make it past the Sweet 16 this year. Fingers crossed.
They've got a fun offense. At least they score a lot of points. So we'll see. It'll be tough though. I guess they could match up with UNC or Michigan State.
Hopefully.
So maybe y'all can make a Sweet 16 trip.
That could be super cool.
Alabama versus Michigan State.
That's what Julie and I were talking about. And we both decided we wouldn't be mad at each other if the other team won.
I don't believe that.
In solidarity with each other, we'll support, I think that's valid.
Do you believe that, Maceo?
I think so. I absolutely do.
Yeah. We do a lot together. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
One day we'll have to get Greg on the show.
I don't know. He's not a chatter, that Greg.
We'll have to figure out the real scoop on Cassidy and Julia.
That's true. Truly how it works is Julia and I yap and Greg listens.
That's the way to do it, though.
Yeah. So that's good.
And we got to get Clay Walker on the show as well. But it's great to have the show back, Cassidy. I know we had a long absence, but always fun to highlight the student athlete life.
The people missed us. The people missed you guys.
Philip definitely missed this.
I know.
I'm glad that we're back. Maceo, anything else for Cassidy before we let her go? Who do you got? Who you got winning the championship? Did you fill out a bracket?
I did. I have a few different brackets. UNC wins one of them.
Wait, multiple brackets?
I don't know who my
party foul.
Okay. UNC wins one of them. Alabama obviously wins another one of them. But I think my main bracket, I have Baylor winning. Why? I don't know. I don't quite know, but I'm going to stick to it and die on that hill.
It's worth it. If you're going to fill out 3 brackets, you might as well have an interesting pick. So
I like to have fun with it.
Well, Cassidy, we appreciate the time and welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me again.
Maybe we'll get you on April 11th. We'll do it again.
I would love to chat.
We'll do it. She helped us kill some time, Cassidy Gillespie, and also promoted some events. And if you go to the spring game, you can see her in the flesh. So there's Cassidy. All right, we'll be back. We'll wrap up the show after this. We're going to talk some spring football, Maceo. We're going to do that, and we'll wrap up the show with that. Maybe highlight a few other things as well. This is not Hoist the Colors. This is Sup Dogs Live. We are.
Check it out.
Introducing the new and improved taste of Pepsi Zero Sugar. Now more delicious. Zero never tasted so good. Try it now.
Hey folks, Blake and Brad here again from Carolina Windows and Doors. Did you know that metal roofing is one of the most energy efficient and long-lasting investments that you can make for your home? If you or someone you know has a roof that's taken a few hits over the years, maybe it's time you give us a call.
Our state-of-the-art metal roofs come with a world-renowned Kynar resin-based coating. This allows for vibrant, rich colors that won't fade over time like the competition. And this Kynar coating can achieve solar reflectance of over 70%, keeping you cool in the summer.
We have installation crew members that have been with Carolina Windows and Doors for over 30 years. We believe this plays a vital role in delivering the most positive customer satisfaction possible, as well as the highest quality of materials.
If you're looking for a home investment that's durable and environmentally friendly, look no further than Carolina Windows and Doors. Call us today at 1-800-545-7172. That's 1-800-545-7172 and invest in your home's future.
It's bow time.
We gonna split this solo?
No. Come on.
Split the drive? No chance. What are you wearing? Split these? I thought you'd never ask.
Introducing Bo's Barbecue Chicken Sandwich and Bo's Carolina Gold Chicken Sandwich. Boldly seasoned hand-breaded chicken topped with pickles, slaw, and your choice of 2 sauces. So good, you'll want to get both and split them with a friend. It's bow time.
Visit your local Optimum store and power your home with 99.9% reliable internet. And stay connected at home and on the go with Optimum Mobile and save even more with an eligible trade-in. Plus, unlock exclusive Optimum Complete savings up to $15 a month on internet when you add mobile. Get the complete connectivity you deserve. Visit Optimum.com/stores to find the nearest location. Get closer, go farther with Optimum.
Every bite better with Pepsi.
Greenville Nissan is electrifying ECU football. Shop your home field favorites for a great selection of all new electric vehicles, like the all-electric 2023 Nissan Aria, Petey the Pirate approved, and perfect for an ECU game day. Find yours today at your home team Nissan dealer. And get to the game in a new Nissan Aria. Greenville Nissan is electrifying ECU football.
All right, welcome back into Sup Dogs Live. On this March 21st edition of the show, this will be our final segment. Appreciate Talia Weish, Kaya Miller, Cassidy Gillespie for joining us. On today's program, Macy O'Donnell here, Stephen Igo as well. Talking into this mic, Macy O'Donnell to my right, Philip Pilkington producing. Behind the scenes, we debated getting him on, but we decided not to. We want to save his words for 94-3 the game. Let's talk some spring football, man. And we promoted the spring game, which is set for April 13th at 1 o'clock. Maceo, you're a former player. I know it killed you to see team go 2-10 this past season. But maybe it's just spring optimism, spring hope eternal, all that sort of stuff. But I feel like the Pirates could have a bounce back here.
Yeah, I think they could, especially with the landscape of college football now with NIL and the portal. I mean, we were talking about it before the show. I only recognize some of the pictures, but I haven't been out to a practice yet. But some of the pictures, I only know about 1 and 4 of the guys. So you can just see how players come in and out every year. But, I think it's a lot going on. I know Coach Houston is going to have those boys on point in spring and with a lot of new coaches and everything, especially on the offensive side of the ball. So I think, it can only get better.
There's so much turnover now with every program,
right.
ACO, with the portal. And, Coach Houston has said it. There needs to be change after a 2-10 season. And if you do go to practice, you'll notice that they're doing a lot more different drills and some different things. So it just feels fresh. And that doesn't guarantee success, but I feel like it makes sense. I don't know if you've talked to any of your guys yet, but what's your impression of the John David Baker hire and kind of going more in that direction of like up-tempo offense, from the Ole Miss tree and everything?
Yeah, everyone I've talked to seems to like him, and I think they like that he's a younger coach. I think he's maybe 33 or something like that, 34, mid-30s. So I think, they maybe could relate to a younger offensive coordinator like that. Other than Coach K was, pretty good. He's been everywhere, but he was, getting later in his years, obviously. So I think that's one thing that the team likes, maybe being able to go and talk to him more, or maybe have some new innovative ideas on schemes. So I think they're all excited. We're returning a lot of guys, especially up front on the D-line. So I don't think the defense is as big as of a concern. But offensive wise, got 2 new QBs in. Rajay is still here. And after a full year of being, recovering from an ACL injury. So, I think the sky's the limit for these guys.
You've been out there with obviously you played for a number of years under Coach Kirkpatrick and this staff, the previous offensive staff. And I don't want to say there wasn't energy, because there was definitely energy, but it just feels like Blake Carroll, they brought the juice in his staff every day. And it was extremely fun to watch or play defense. And I feel like the offense is trying to get to that too, where it's high energy, it's fast paced, you're held accountable on every little thing. And I don't know, how much can the energy just help the mood in practice?
It's everything. And I think a lot of that, at least on the offensive side of the ball, defensive guys are taught and trained to, be wild animals. You go hunt, you go hit someone, you got to be crazy. They're more reactive. Where you think of offensive guys like us, we're thinking a little bit more. We're thinking about what we're doing. We're thinking our reads. We don't like to get hit out there, so we might be a little bit more finesse in nature.
Maceo would never be finesse.
Yeah, with 5'8" playing at Division I football, you got to be finesse. But I think kind of all those things combined will kind of just help those guys out there. And I do think, maybe we'll see some different quarterback play in a real competition this year. So we'll see how that rolls out.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's been refreshing to see. I went out to Tuesday's practice. Caton Hauser, the Michigan State transfer, he was getting all the reps with the first team.
Mm-hmm.
And then today it was Jake Garcia getting all the first team reps. Do you like kind of splitting it up that way where one guy goes one day and it's a true competition, not like in and out or even like 80% with the first team, 20% in the same practice?
Yeah, I think guys always need those. If you think a guy can play, he always has to get those first team reps at some point. Just being, most of those first team guys are older guys who've been in the program or been in the offense before, have learned a scheme and everything. So that's going to be faster off the jump, more of a, real play, the closest thing you'll see to a game. So I think everyone needs those one reps. And I think it might also shake up the room a little bit. You'd be like, you went this day, you go this day. So it's not really set in stone. It's actually a competition. See who the guys rally around, see who has a lot of the energy, and maybe just has that kind of that it factor.
And if you were the coach, when would you ideally like to have a set starting quarterback? Because you also got the factor of if you announce it too early, another guy could hit the portal.
Sure.
Like it's tough for a coach right now to kind of when to decide those things.
Well, I mean, as a coach, there's a lot of things, especially now with the portal and everything, that you have to consider. But regardless of who's in the room, that has to come down to camp, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Spring ball is a long time from when you play. What are we in March 21st? It's a long time until September 3rd when you kick off against somebody. So a lot can change. I've seen a lot of guys in spring ball have great springs. Come camp might not have a great spring or a great camp, or you might have a great spring and then you get a transfer, and the coaches might like them more. So I think that regardless of what happens, you got to prove yourself in camp, because all the other stuff doesn't matter. And especially our staff, I know Coach Houston, they evaluate the Saturday scrimmages very heavily because that's the for real live contact going to the ground. So I think they evaluate those also very highly here at the school. But I mean, you can't judge someone what they do in spring and hopefully they do the same thing in April or September.
Last thing for you, and I'm putting you a little on the spot here with this question. Obviously, the quarterback battle paramount. We're watching that. Any other position groups you're really looking forward to watching this offseason as far as competition, or just seeing if anybody emerges there?
Well, yeah, I'm curious to see what Chase Sowell will do on the outside. He had a really good year last year. So I think he'll probably could have a better year this year. That's one. I'm always, interested in the offensive skill guys. But more specifically, I'm just curious about the running back position because, like I said, Rajay will have a full year recovery under his belt. And you still have Bond coming back, and you still have Marlon coming back.
Yep.
So it's still a lot of guys in that room. And, a big part of our offense, those 2 years, our best 2 years in the past decade have been with a great running back. And I know Coach Houston loves to do that. And I think the new offensive coordinator wants to have maybe some type of 50-50 pass run type of thing. So I know that's going to be very important. So that's probably the best, the room I probably have the most. I'll keep a lookout for those guys.
All right, Maceo, this has been a lot of fun, man. And it's always good to talk football with you. It brings us back to last summer's podcast on the Voice of Colors podcast when you join us. So looking forward to it. And we'll be back April 11th with our next show on Sup Dogs Live. But good stuff, man. Thanks again to Cassidy Gillespie, also Kai Miller, and Talia Weish. That is Cassidy Clappin, in case you're wondering. All right, we'll see you on April 11th. This has been Sup Dogs Live.